Okay, so it is day 7 of our 9-day Greek cruise, and we are in Athens.
Hit it! That's what I'm talking about. Wait!
Okay, now, from the beginning.
Okay, so we're going to start by talking logistics and key things that you need to know. First of all, cruise ships do not dock in Athens. This is very, very important. They dock in Piraeus. Piraeus is located about 20 minutes or 10 miles or so west of Athens. So you cannot walk from your cruise ship to Athens. You'll need to take some form of transportation. That could be taxicabs, which are readily available in the port, or you could take a combination of bus and metro train to Athens proper. Now, the second thing you need to know that personally I think is even more important is within the port of Piraeus, there are actually 3 different terminals. And depending on where your ship docks, you could have a hard time just trying to get out of the port. I'm going to focus on public transportation because it's, the most efficient. Ideally, you want to dock in Terminal A. If you're in Terminal A, it's the easiest way to get to the station. It's a 20-minute walk from Terminal A to the Piraeus train station. Or you could take the bus. There's the 843 bus that runs just outside Terminal A. That'll take you to the station in about 10 minutes or so, and then tack on 20 minutes from Piraeus train station to downtown Athens. If docked in Terminal C, then it's a 29-minute walk from the Terminal C exit to the train station. Otherwise, same thing, you can catch the 843 bus to the station. The entire trip to Athens may take you about 33 to 35 minutes and cost €140. And then comes all the unlucky people like ourselves that docked in Terminal B. From Terminal B to the Piraeus train station is about a 44-minute walk. There is no bus directly out of the terminal, so if you wanted to catch the 843 bus, you gotta walk 20 minutes to Terminal C and catch that bus. And yeah, you're looking at about a 60-minute travel time to downtown Athens if you're docked in Terminal B. And we learned all of this at 6 a.m. the hard way. With no bus running and not exactly sure where we can get the closest bus, we figured, let's just walk it. So a few people who got off the ship joined us, and we walked as far as we could walk. And yep, nearly 50 minutes later, we arrived at the Piraeus metro station. Definitely got our steps in before 8 a.m.
Tickets for the metro can be purchased at a machine, and they cost €1.4.
And since Piraeus is the first stop, there should be a train waiting for you. So my last travel tip for Athens, we were there on a Friday. It was, I think, October 18th. It was rush hour while we were doing this travel between 7:30 and 8 a.m. So we did not get seats on the train, but it was 10 minutes from Piraeus station to Monastiraki. We were out of the station. We were in Monastiraki Square, where they say you can see the history of Greece from this one spot. So we were ready to spend the next 9 or so hours, maybe 7 or so hours, exploring as much as we could of the city of Athens.
So we use these scooters in San Diego, and now we're seeing them here in Athens. So this is Lime. This company is Lime, and the one we used in San Diego is Bird. So different company, but same concept. So first lesson learned in Athens, we ordered a single Greek coffee, and this is how much you get. Probably should have gotten a double, but it's alright. So, yeah, this is the Metropolitan Church of Athens, and right next to it is the Church of Virgin Mary. So we booked a 3-hour tour that is going to give us a tour of the Acropolis and a walking tour of Athens, and we are going to meet them at Syntagma Station. So here we are at Syntagma Station. I'm gonna go down.
Our walking tour includes the subway station, the changing of the guard, the Temple of Zeus, and the Acropolis. The tour does not cover admission to the Temple of Zeus or the Acropolis, but the tour guide will collect money here at the station so that they can purchase the tickets later on in the tour. It took about 20 minutes to organize into groups, and in the meantime, we checked out this great Athens tour guide that they gave us.
So we're not promoting this tour, or we're not going to kind of cover this tour as part of this video, but we will briefly touch on some of the things that were covered on this tour to help you plan your Athens trip.
Yeah, we learned when they dug Syntagma Station, they found graves, artifacts, and an ancient riverbed, all of which are still visible in the station.
So we spent about maybe 10 or so minutes down in the station, and I think we realized at that point that a combination of waiting the 20 minutes at the beginning and then the time we spent at the station, it was just killing time, because the first real attraction of this tour was to go to the Greek Parliament and see the changing of the guard. So we're not going to show you the entire changing of the guard, but we'll show you a little piece of it here.
The tour then moved on to the National Gardens. It was alright.
We took a quick pass by of Hadrian's Arch that dates back to 132 AD. It's worth a picture. It's located just opposite the Temple of Zeus. We spent, I don't know, maybe 15 minutes at the Temple of Zeus. It's €6 if you buy tickets there. Unfortunately, our video at the Temple of Zeus got messed up, so we're not able to share much of that with you. So we'll move on.
Our next stop is the Acropolis, but we will cover that in another video, and we will link that here. And now we're walking down the streets of Plaka. The Plaka is the oldest section of Athens and one of the most beautiful neighborhoods in the city. It's home to great restaurants, cafes, and shops, though it has become very touristy over the years.
These are the famous Plaka Stairs where you can stop and have a coffee or a little meal. Stairs go all the way up, and there are restaurants and shops as you climb the stairs.
It is said the best kabobs in all of Athens and possibly Greece are served at a restaurant in Plaka called Thanasis. So we made it our mission to have lunch here.
Okay, so we are at Thanasis.
We apologize for the very bad audio. But the restaurant was just very noisy at the time. So let me rehash what I was trying to say at the restaurant. First, you need to know this restaurant is massive. If I had to estimate, it might be 200 tables. But the service was horrible. There was no one to seat us, so we sat ourselves. Then flagged down a waiter to make sure we could sit there. He said it was okay. Then we waited another 10 minutes before another waiter acknowledged we were there and took our order. He took our drink order, but not our food order. And it's another 10 minutes before our drinks arrive and he was able to take our lunch order. At this point, we were starving, and I'm not exactly sure how long it took for our lunch to arrive, but it felt like forever. The menu is fairly simple. There's just a handful of main courses you can choose from, and 2 or 3 salad options. The most popular is the Nasis Kabobs, and then it's the chicken Slovaki.
So the kebabs are a mix of lamb and beef over a pita and topped with tomatoes and onions. It's a total of 4 kebabs, and I will have to say it lived up to the hype. It really was the best kebabs I had in all of Greece, and we were having a lot of kebabs and gyros all over. The chicken Slovaki includes one skewer of chicken with shredded lettuce on top, and it sits over a pita and a side of french fries, and again, it was really good. So overall, given the service issues we had, we still recommend this place. The food lives up to the hype, and it's worth a visit. Add it to your list. 1 year in Athens, the Nasus.
Continuing on our food theme, our last stop in Athens was Lukmatas, which are Greek donuts and are amazingly delicious. There are usually 6 or so, and you can get them with a variety of toppings or even stuffed with your favorite cream fillings.
Okay, so we got the classic, all Greek classic. So it's ice cream, almond, honey, cinnamon, and this like fried dough. Yeah. Ready to dig in?
And that's going to wrap up our video on Athens. We'll do one more video dedicated to our trip to the Acropolis, but then that's it. That completes our video series on Greece and our 9-day Greek cruise. After this, we were in the city of Naples, so we will be doing a video that covers Naples, and then our return to Rome, we'll cover that. We'll also cover the ship itself, the Jewel of the Seas, and then we'll move on to some of our other adventures that we had in 2019. Thanks for watching. Subscribe, like, comment, and we'll see you later.